Alright, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another self-improvement channel, self-improvement video. And today I'm going to talk about the three pills in self-improvement. The three pills are definitely a common types of beliefs in dating and in life in general. So we're going to talk about how these three pills play a role in self-improvement. Each pill holds a belief specifically the dating market, how each pill affects your perception of reality, the pros and cons of each pill. Some pills can hold grudges, so I'm going to talk about that, and what is the recommended path for each pill. Now, let's start off with the blue pill. Now, this is the blue pill that, of course, the happily ever after, there's someone out there for you, all that stuff. This is a belief that if you are nice and you treat girls nicely, then you can be able to win them over and fall in love with you. This can be the act of putting girls on a pedestal, giving her flowers, constantly caring about her, complimenting her, etc. This belief was definitely common around in the old times and in Disney films as well. This is like your usual any Disney film or movie that you know. I haven't think one on the top of my mind, but you guys know that. Um, each pill was the origin of the individual self-improvement journey. So this is like the beginning of everyone's self-improvement journey. This is when occurs when they did everything that they could. They're the nice guy, all that stuff, and then for some reason the girl breaks up with them, and then that's when they start their villain arc or they start their self-improvement journey. This belief in the dating market can help you try to find the one. You know, if you're thinking of long-term relationship, settling down, getting married, but it's very difficult short-term. Meaning, if you're trying to use this in clubs and all that stuff, then this would be very difficult and almost, yeah. Now let's talk about the red pill. Now the red pill is definitely the common pill out of the all three. And this holds the belief of the player mindset. Now, of course, I have these I got Fresh and Fit, Andrew Tate, Sneeko. They're definitely known for the red pill community. So this is the advice of go to the gym, make money, get as many girls as possible, and become the high value man. So icons Andrew Tate, Sneeko, Fresh and Fit, Hamza, you name it, they're obviously in the red pill. Now this pill is very introduced in the self improvement journey, and it's very useful for the short term. However, this can lead to negative outcomes in the long term. Um, I definitely kind of experienced all three pills, especially the red pill that, hey, if I get to believe, hey, I'm making money, I'm going to the gym, blah blah blah. I definitely consumed this type of content in my high school, and it definitely helped. But it was only just short term. But um, after that point, it just didn't really do good, and then it didn't see no results after. Now, this pill originated from the blue pill, and now has turned into the red pill for the change and for revenge. So, the red pill is more like this revenge of this girl did me wrong. I'm just gonna prove them, and then she'll come back to me. You know, screw all these like I said, women, that type of mindset. Now, similar to these pills, it has definitely it definitely relates to a movie called The Matrix, where the main character Neo had a choice between two pills. The blue would just go back to your original life and not change, and then the red pill is to see the reality. Now, to put this in a real life perspective, The blue pill represents that life is fair and a woman will like you the way you are. However, the red pill represents that life is unfair and is a constant status game where women will date men that are the higher power. Now, let's go on to the black pill. Now, this is the the type of pill that this wasn't common around in the time where the red pill got really popular. But when the red pill simply the popularity of the red pill declined, that's when the start of the black pill started going increasing. That's when the term looks maxing and all that stuff got into play. Now, this is another term for incels, also known as involuntary celibates. Of course, you know those ones. I won't go into deep into it. But this pill specifically holds the belief that if you're tall and attractive, you will get girls easier, and it's all about your genetics. This is when people consume this pill when the blue pill and the red pill fails to be successful getting women. This can have a pessimistic and nihilistic reality where all hope is lost and turns into depression, which is hard to get out. Um, it's basically, you've seen these sayings before, like screw women, life is unfair. If you're not attractive, it's over. Just end your life at this point, because of course it's all about your looks and genetics and all that stuff. It's definitely, of course, the attractiveness is probably definitely true. Of course, I made a video on it, but of course, you see the YouTube, Instagram reels, specifically social media, that of course you see a lot of attractive people, and then people normalize that as just the basic necessities of life. So this is the pathway. Now, of course, I put these three pills here, but I'll explain these ones. So the first route is that, of course, you experience the blue pill. You did what you could, and then you couldn't work. This is when the revenge comes in. Okay, now you go into the red pill. You start getting money. Yes, it worked, but it didn't get the results that you wanted. So that's when you go to the black pill. And this is the black pill where, of course, you know, you start to have this perception reality, of course, shallow reality, all that stuff. The second one is the same, except the red pill works. You get a lot of women, blah blah blah, all that stuff, and you experience the black pill. The third path is third path is different, where of course you experience a blue pill, but then you start to fail and realize, of course, she's not meant for you. She broke with you, any other reason like that, but you don't get to the red pill. However, you see the red pill as a scam, or you didn't like the red pill for any reason, and then you go to the black pill, and then these three pills are just individual. Like, okay, one has an individual belief of the red pill, one has an individual belief of the black pill, and then one has an individual belief of the blue pill. All that stuff. So I'm gonna talk about my experience. I definitely experienced all three pills in my self improvement journey. Like, I'm not like of course, being honest with that, but I was able to see all the perspectives of why people think like this. I had the blue pill belief that if I gave my time and energy and be who I am to her, then I can win over her. Specifically, if I, of course, like my parents, they met if they because they were nice to each other, right? Because it was easier back then. But now, it's kind of different, right? And I thought if you could really impress a girl, then I could just win over her, right? I had the red pill belief that if I worked on myself, grind, get to the gym, stack my money, I can get girls and not focus on women and have options. This was definitely big in my peak years of my self-improvement journey, where I started to have hope. It's like, okay, like, hey, if I can just change this, I can just work on this. So I did that, worked on myself, got a good physique, made a lot of money, I definitely got a lot of girls, and I just acted like the player in high school, but I didn't specifically focus on this one woman and then just have a lot of options. Now, the black pill, I had the black pill belief that if I was much more tall and good looking, that I could get women easy and started working on my physical appearance, and I cared about jawline and symmetry, and definitely still to this day. Um, I definitely experienced more of the black pill, more my after I graduated, and more after I graduated high school, and more in my college times. Of course, still in college now, and I had this belief as well. So I did the looks maxi stuff. I did all that. I definitely saw a little bit of results, but I feel like I always wanted more, right? So these three pills changed me, but it did not give me the desired result that I want. One of the beliefs didn't work. The blue pill didn't work for me. The red pill, yes, did work, but it didn't fill a void. And the black pill was kind of like this. If I try to keep improving on my physical appearance, but I kept thinking about that, and then I didn't like how I looked, so I just kind of overanalyzed myself, right? So yeah. Now, which path is right? Um, Choose the path that you're most comfortable with and works for you. If you want the blue pill, choose the blue pill. The red pill, and the black pill, right? Every pill has pros and cons for it. Of course, some people is different, and then if you want to choose a pill, even though like a pill that like I won't agree with, then of course it's your choice, and I gotta respect that. Just be aware of the downsides when believing in a specific pill you choose. For example, the black pill. Not only that you will see life unfair for in the dating market, but in real life in general. Um, um, the blue pill, not a lot of downsides of the blue pill, but it just takes time. The red pill is like, you know, it's more focused on anger, and it's not designed to fill a void. It's possible to change paths, but it's hard to go back. So if you're in one pill for a long time, if you want to move to another one, it's very hard to kind of like go back to kind of change your mindset of stuff, to kind of see the reality of your life, to see life in a different way. Um, you would definitely look back to yourself when choosing this path, meaning that like once you pick the path, and then you kind of dedicated your whole life, you will look back at yourself, looking at like, okay, I picked this path, but there were other paths, but yeah, like I did, I experienced all three pills and paths in my life. Alright, guys, thanks for watching the self improvement video. Of course, my social media links in the description if you want to follow me there. All that stuff, everything's down below. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.